I'm Maria Menounos, and you're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz begin.
What's up, AfterBuzzers? We're back, better than ever.
We're back at it.
An awesome after show. I'm your host, Vinny Adams, and we have so much to talk about today. But before I get into any more, I have to introduce you to my amazing co-host, Miss DJ.
What's up, everyone? So excited to be back again. We're back at it. You and me, Benny, this week again. We missed
the dynamic duo.
I know, right? We're back at it again. Hopefully we'll have a full panel for you guys next week, I'm pretty sure. But
yes.
I'm excited to get into it. This was another great episode. Another emotional tearjerker, I will have to say. But yeah, I'm excited to dive right in, Benny. Woo-woo.
Yeah, this was probably one of my favorite episodes this season. So yeah, I thought it was really cool. But yeah, let's just get right into it. Let's start talking about Angelina's situation. So we start off with her friend is at girls' night with them, and she starts getting a little too close for comfort, and it's making the girls uncomfortable. And Angelina's not like, no, it's not a big deal. Before we get into the whole backlash of the situation, do you think she was in the wrong for doing that, knowing that that's a good friend of hers? She doesn't think that her fiance is going to get mad. What do you think?
You know, it's really interesting because I did find it weird because I know me personally, I wouldn't really I don't know. I think just the timing of the situation of everything was just kind of weird. And the fact that they were all like holding hands and a bit touchy-feely with each other, I found that to be awkward because I feel like for me, I wouldn't want to do anything that would, kind of have people have the wrong idea that I'm with somebody else when I actually have a fiance. I thought it was just a little bit disrespectful to Chris. But I was just giving her the benefit of the doubt because again, I honestly felt that Angelina and Chris had some sort of an open type of relationship. Maybe not necessarily open, but I didn't think that because, Chris was so comfortable with Angelina getting all flirty with Vinny, I thought it was just like, okay, maybe it's just any of her guy friends. She's all flirtatious and touchy-feely, and Chris is cool with that. So I was thinking, okay, if it's just Chris and Angelina, that's them, that's their business. If it was anybody else, I know I wouldn't feel comfortable doing it, but yeah, I found it weird.
Yeah, I agree. And like you said, I gave her the benefit of the doubt when she said, oh, he doesn't care. It's not a big deal. Because we know that she's not going to take that extra step into doing something that she's not supposed to do. Right. So in my head, I'm like, okay, well, she's just being Angelina. He knows what's up. He knows how she is. I wouldn't want my fiance doing that, but every person's relationship is different. Right. So I gave her, like you said, I gave her the benefit of the doubt, but it turns out that he was not happy whatsoever. Do you think he has a right to be upset?
Oh, definitely. Especially when that scene took place, when she was just like they were like criticizing her for it. And when she called Chris, I was like, okay, you know what? I was believing Angelina when she said he's not going to make a big deal out of it. I'm like, okay, maybe he won't. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, he was pissed. I was a little bit surprised, but then at the same time, not surprised because any normal couple or fiance would feel the way that he feels. So that was the part where I wasn't surprised. But the fact that he was angry, I was a little surprised about it because I did think he himself was going to be cool about it. But I agree with him 100% because, Angelina was in the wrong for that. Not even just that with Mike, but then also airing out his dirty laundry, which I think that was definitely supposed to be something that was never, ever supposed to be repeated in the public. So
Right.
he's kind of she's making him look like, an idiot right now. It's pretty bad.
Yeah, I 100% agree that he had the right to be upset. Like you said, she shouldn't be revealing his personal information.
Right.
And two, yeah, you can't cross those boundaries no matter how close you are with someone, with a friend. If you're in a relationship, you just can't cross those boundaries. Like, I've seen people who have best friends. I've seen girls who have best friends with guys who have best friends with girls. And I've seen them get like super close and they have like relationships with other people. And I'm like, this is really weird. Like, I know you guys don't have feelings for each other, but I don't think you should be getting this close,
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
I completely agree. I will say, I will say that I did like how Jenni stepped in to help the situation, which I honestly didn't expect. And you could really see in this episode that these girls really do care for her. We see her kind of at the bottom of the spectrum when it comes to all of them. But in this episode, we really did see that they're all family. And so were you surprised that Jenni went out of her way to make sure everything was good with the both of them?
Yeah, I mean, I was a little surprised because, to be honest, I could tell definitely in this episode for sure, in other episodes too, but especially in this situation, that the girls really do consider her officially as family. I mean, obviously, if that wasn't the case, then they wouldn't agree to be a part of her bridal party. So, just by their actions, especially with Jenni, her stepping in to mediate the situation, despite them kind of having an awkward tension already, they kind of have like already kind of a love-hate kind of relationship, but it's more love than hate for sure. And the fact that she stepped in to mediate the situation was good on JWoww. I really felt like not only her, but even Snooki and Dina, I felt like the girls really just had her back. And I was a little surprised because I thought it was going to be more criticism from their part on Angelina. I thought they were going to be more like kind of like attacking her, like, oh my god, Chris is right to be calling you out, like blah blah blah, like you should have done this, blah. But even though obviously they did agree with Chris a little bit, but they didn't like put it all in her face. They were just more like, okay, you know what? We really want her to have a good day. She's picking out her dress. We want it to be a fun day for her. Like any sisters, their best friends would. So I really did think that was beautiful. I was just like, oh, they're like family.
Yeah, that was cool. And then they of course, they wanted to, be able to enjoy the experience of getting shopping for wedding dresses and whatnot. So yeah, I thought that was really awesome that, they came together to help their girl out. Yes. And they did come together, but there was one moment where they were kind of picking on her.
Yeah.
It was the practical joke they did with whole mouthwash. I didn't have any words for that. I was like, wow, okay, they really went there.
Right? I didn't even think that it was going to work because Angelina was just so confident that her breath did not smell, which I'm pretty sure it didn't. But, obviously they were trying to pull a prank on her. But I didn't even think she was actually going to drink what was it called? It was supposed to be, they were trying to trick her into thinking it was mouthwash, but it was
called throat something.
Yeah, I don't even, either way, it was part of their little sex.
I don't even know what it does. I've never even heard of it before.
That's why I was just like, what is she drinking? What is it? Like, what is she drinking? I don't even know. But I didn't even think she was going to go for it because she was just like, no, I'm not drinking that. But of course, after like, I guess 10 minutes of just pressuring her to do it, she finally did. But yeah, that was hilarious.
But it's cool too that she was able to laugh along with it and she didn't get mad, because it's never fun when you play a practical joke on a friend and then they get super butthurt about it. Right. Like, you just like, it's a joke, like have fun, So
I feel like they're always going to be pressing her buttons because, I mean, that's what they do to each other anyway, but mainly her because she's such an easy target. But I just love the fact that she just, she rolls with it. She plays along and she's just like, she's cool about it. She doesn't take it personally at all. So
yeah. I respect that. let's talk about, well, before we move on to Mike the Situation, I just want to tell you guys how grateful we are, I cannot talk today, of you guys making us the ESPN of TV talk. And in order to grow, we need your help. So if you are on YouTube right now, go ahead and give us a thumbs up. If you're on iTunes, go ahead and give us a 5-star. Working at AfterBuzz means so much to us, and we just want to continue to give you guys amazing, good content. So thank you guys. We appreciate it like no other.
Yes.
All right, let's move over to Mike the Situation. He's a new free man. He's still getting accustomed to everything. One thing that stood out to me was he was, correct me if I'm wrong, DJ, but he was going out for his first job interview.
Yeah, he was being interviewed by Entertainment Tonight because since he and the media was trying to get like on top of it, and so he was finally doing his first interview back from prison, and it was just great, them just interviewing him about what it feels like to finally be a free man after all these months. And he was just living his best life. He was all the way back in his hometown in New York, walking the streets. Everybody's giving him shout outs. I'm like, okay, welcome. What a great like homecoming he's having. I'm just living for it. Right?
I'm not saying it's good to go to jail. Not saying that whatsoever, but everything that I've seen has been a positive.
Yeah. Seriously.
The guy is back in shape.
Mm-hmm.
He's getting a lot of positive attention. He had to do the time, but he came out of it a lot stronger, I think. So, gotta give the guy kudos for that.
Exactly. And I just love every time, and I see the difference because I feel like sometimes if you like see somebody every day, you can't really tell like if they think the flashbacks from just last season, of Mike the Situation. I'm just like, wow, he really did lose a lot of weight. Like you could see in his face. I'm really good right now. It's just all positive vibes, and I'm loving it. Like it's just great.
But it's definitely going to be hard to keep off that weight because if he has friends like his, and they eat some good food, I swear we see good food on this show, like every episode.
Seriously. Oh my gosh, they get me hungry so much every time.
And it's Italian food. Italian food is so good.
Can I tell you, I'm actually making what am I making tomorrow? Oh yeah, pasta sauce with spaghetti and stuff. So like I like meat sauce and everything. So it's obviously an Italian recipe, and I'm like so excited to make it now because after seeing this episode, I'm like, yes. Like Vinny's mom, oh my god! Every time when she makes her cameo, I'm just like, oh, I know it's going to be a good episode full of food. And of course, Nino joins in.
Right. And it's so cool seeing Vinny's mom and Uncle Nino, especially Uncle Nino. Like, the guy is just hilarious.
Oh my gosh.
He's good TV. Make him a part of the cast. Make him one of the roommates. Can you imagine Uncle Nino being one of the roommates? I'd be so down.
Oh my god, it'd be so funny. I'm telling you, like I was saying, like he should have his own show, but we're probably not even gonna understand. Like literally, he's saying in that show, I can never understand when he talks.
Right.
It's so funny.
And speaking of Uncle Nino, there was like a really touching moment with Uncle Nino in the Situation where the Situation is telling him about his time in jail, and he's saying, like, thanks to you, these guys looked out for me. They made sure I was eating right. They made sure I was protected, and it's crazy how much pull Uncle Nino had in there. But that's so cool that, his experience in jail, even though he said it was a tough time, it could have been a lot worse if it wasn't for him.
Right. That's so true. And it's just so interesting. Like, I feel like I want to just know more about Uncle Nino and just his past life. Like, how did he get to where he is to have all these connects, which ultimately, as we all saw, helped Mike out. I just found it so interesting and fascinating, I guess. But I just loved, I feel like every episode of the season so far has just been kind of just a tearjerker. It's just a one special moment after another with Micah's situation, or another surprise, and it's just like it's just one big family. You feel the love with Uncle Nino and even Paula, like they accept Mike as part of the family, which is just a
Yeah.
beautiful thing to see. Oh, I love it.
Yeah, and yeah, like you said, this season is definitely about family, and they're really capitalizing on that, which I like. So
Mhm.
I think that's super, super cool. Um, what do you think about just the situation getting back into everything? He had his first meal, he had his first interview. How do you think he's handling it so far?
Oh, he's handling it like the true champ that he is, honestly. And it's just like Lauren said in one of the when they were having dinner, she was just like saying, "Oh my gosh, he's like a born again virgin to everything," which is so
Yeah.
true. It's like every experience that he's had that he already has had many times before prison, but like after, it's just adjusting and adapting to what he had before because he was away for so long. It's
Mhm.
just he's living his best life right now. That's his favorite line, living his best life. But we truly see him living his best life, and I'm loving it. And you can
Yeah.
tell in his emotions, just the way he talks. Every time when he talks about just his family or his friends and just the Jersey Shore crew, he always like gets teary eyed and chokes up about it. I love when he starts choking up in the interviews. I'm just like, oh,
Yeah. Yeah.
it's so sweet.
And then the reunion between him, Vinny's mom, and Uncle Nino, that was awesome. And I think Vinny's mom got like teary eyed during
Yeah.
the wedding.
Seriously, I feel like everybody just got like emotional, and it was just beautiful to see. I'm really happy for him, and it's so weird, like how I don't even know them, but I feel like I'm a part of just all of this gathering and family and this love that they've got going on, because it's just like
Right.
I'm living for it. So
Yeah. Yeah.
this is the best reality show, honestly.
Oh, hands down.
Hands down.
Down. All right. All right. Now it's time for our special segment. Who spiraled the most? Spiral Squad. DJ, I'm going to start out with you because I have no idea yet.
Okay, so I was thinking about this. I was kind of stuck between two people because every time when Nino makes his appearance, he's like
Yeah.
the go-to spiral person. Like I automatically think, oh, he's definitely going to be the one spiraling because that's like him 24/7. He's always spiraling. But I will say I have to give it to Angelina on this one because
Okay.
just a lot of things were happening with her. I can only imagine just I think this is just kind of like the build up for what to expect like later in the season, which is going to be huge at the wedding. We all know, we're all hyped for it.
Yeah.
But just between planning the wedding, that's already stressful enough, and then on top of that, Chris and her fighting, which
Yeah.
that creates a tension within the relationship. You think, oh my goodness, who knows? And then on top of that, the whole prenup situation. I mean, that's
Yeah.
why I don't know if you noticed, but they pointed out at the dinner table why Angelina was so quiet. This is probably like everything that's going on in her mind right now. So her life
Do that prenup.
is
Do that prenup.
exactly get that prenup. It's a lot.
Especially because of what she does.
Mhm.
You gotta get that prenup. She makes a good amount of money, probably. Like, it's smart.
Definitely.
But yeah,
Someone
yeah.
is spiraling right now, I think. So I would definitely be the one who will spiral this episode. Mhm.
I am going to give it to Dina. Do you
Oh,
know why I'm giving it to Dina?
I
Because
think
she
I know
put freaking ketchup on a chicken cutlet. I'm not even Italian, and I'm not gonna put ketchup on a chicken cutlet.
yeah, it's very interesting because I was thinking about this. I was like, because you don't normally see that at a Italian dinner. I've never seen it. I don't know. It's just weird. I think just a bottle of ketchup is just so out of place when it comes to like a full blown out like Italian dinner. Like
Yeah,
the
I
real
can't.
thing, the real tomato sauce, right?
Like, what do you put ketchup on with Italian food? I don't think there's anything.
I mean, I will say because I actually had a bit of a debate about this not too long ago because I had posted I put ketchup on my macaroni and cheese, which I thought was normal.
Really?
Yeah, a lot of people. Is that weird? Am I the only one who does? A lot
I
of
think
people
you are.
really.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I thought it was super normal until everybody was commenting like, DJ, what the hell are you doing? And I'm like, who doesn't do this? This is good. But,
DJ, I learned something new about you.
so I guess I can sympathize with Dina on that one, but
Yeah.
that's just me.
That's great. All right, let's get into our AfterBuzz TV predictions. What do you think is going to happen in the next episode or just the whole season as a whole?
Ooh, well, I mean, I've been talking about the season so much on what I think what's going to happen, but I think for next week's episode specifically, I really feel like it's going to be another tearjerker.
Yeah.
They're planning another surprise for the situation.
Yeah.
Other than food, it's just going to be a movie night and just recapping all of his events on video. So yeah, I predict he's going to get emotional again. So that's my
Yeah. I think I agree with that. I think this whole season is going to be, you know, a very emotional season just because of the situation that they're in. No pun intended.
I literally, when you said the situation, I was thinking about Mike.
Right, exactly. But I can't wait for that wedding episode. Oh my gosh, I cannot wait. I have no idea. That's gonna be so good.
Mhm.
But yeah, so I can't wait. But that is all the time we have for today, you guys. Thank you guys so much for tuning in with us. DJ, why don't you give them your social media?
Yes, you guys can follow me on Instagram at DJ_Beaulieu.
And I'm Vinny Adams. You guys can find me on all social media at Vinny J. Adams. Thanks again for watching us. Stay safe, stay inside, and we will see you guys soon.
Bye.
Our founder, Keven Undergaro, and me, Maria Menounos, would like to thank you for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV. Remember, we're not just the first, we're the biggest in the world, and we're the only destination for all your favorite TV shows. Whatever you crave, we've got it. So go to AfterBuzzTV.com and check out our lineup. Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.